SCHD might be the most misunderstood ETF on YouTube. People call it safe, defensive, even retirement ready. And to be fair, SCHD has done many things right. Consistent dividends, lower volatility than the market, a rules-based process. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many dividend investors aren't using SCHD strategically. They're using it emotionally. That's the mistake we're talking about today. Not owning SCHD, but owning it for the wrong reason. So before we go any further, we need to be very clear about one thing: what SCHD actually is, and just as important, what it is not. Chapter 1: What SCHD is and what it is not. Before we talk about mistakes, we need to get clear on definitions, because most problems with SCHD start right here. SCHD is an equity ETF. That's the first fact that matters. It owns stocks, not bonds, not cash, not guaranteed income products. The companies inside SCHD are selected using rules, dividend history, cash flow, profitability metrics, and payout discipline. That structure has worked well historically, but it also means SCHD is backward-looking. It selects companies based on what they already did, not what they will do next. Now here's what SCHD is not. It is not a pension. It is not a bond ladder. And it is not immune to market cycles. Yes, dividends feel stable, but dividends come from business profits, and profits change. So when investors treat SCHD like a permanent safety shield, they're assigning it a role it was never designed to play. And that misunderstanding sets up the first big mistake. Chapter 2: Mistake number 1: Treating SCHD as set and forget safety. One of the most common mistakes SCHD investors make is assuming nothing needs to change. Buy it, hold it, collect dividends forever. That mindset feels responsible, but it's also risky. SCHD's strongest years happen during a very specific environment: low interest rates, easy money, and strong demand for dividend-paying stocks. That environment rewarded stability. But markets don't stay the same. When interest rates rise, competition changes. Bonds become more attractive. Cash yields become meaningful. And investors demand more from equities. SCHD doesn't adjust to that environment quickly. Its rules react slowly, by design. And here's the key point: lower volatility does not mean low risk. It just means the risk shows up differently. If growth assets fall fast, SCHD may fall slower. But if inflation stays high and returns stay muted, that slow underperformance quietly compounds. That's not protection, that's erosion. And most investors don't notice it until years later. Chapter 3: Mistake number 2: Confusing dividend yield with real return. This mistake is especially common among income-focused investors. They focus on yield, but ignore real return. A dividend is not free money. It comes from company earnings, and earnings have limits. If SCHD yields around 4%, that sounds attractive, but context matters. If inflation runs near 3%, your real income growth is thin. And if price growth is flat, your wealth isn't growing, it's just circulating. Now, to be fair, SCHD has delivered strong dividend growth historically. Over the last decade, dividends increased significantly, but that growth was not smooth. Some years were strong, some years slowed. That variability is normal. The problem is expectations. Investors start assuming dividend growth will always feel generous. But in higher cost environments, companies face trade-offs: reinvest or pay dividends, strengthen balance sheets or raise payouts. Dividends are optional. Business survival is not. So, when investors rely on yield alone, they miss the bigger picture. What matters long term is purchasing power, not just quarterly deposits. Chapter 4. Mistake number 3. Assuming past performance equals future protection. Every investor knows the phrase, past performance does not guarantee future results. But most people don't act like they believe it. SCHD built its reputation during a favorable period. Dividend stocks were rewarded, rates were falling, and volatility felt manageable. That context matters. If interest rates stay higher for longer, the rules change. Investors compare SCHD to bonds, to money market funds, to risk-free yields. That comparison puts pressure on valuation. And when valuations compress, even steady dividends can't protect total return. There's also the issue of concentration. SCHD holds many stocks, but many of them behave similarly. Financials, industrials, consumer staples. Different sectors show similar sensitivity. Rates, labor costs, and economic slowdowns. So while the ETF looks diversified on paper, its outcomes can still move together. That's why treating SCHD's past as a promise is dangerous. It's not totally unfounded, but it's not permanent protection either. And misunderstanding that is where confidence turns into complacency. Chapter 5. Mistake number 4. Ignoring taxes, opportunity cost, and sideways markets. This mistake doesn't get much attention, but it matters a lot. Let's start with taxes. If SCHD is in a taxable account, dividends are taxed every year. Even if you reinvest them, that creates drag. You don't see it on a chart, but it reduces what you actually keep. Now let's talk about opportunity cost. This one is invisible, but powerful. During accumulation years, growth matters most. If too much money sits in slower growing assets, the difference compounds quietly over time. You don't lose money, you just gain less. Sideways markets make this worse. These are long periods where prices go nowhere. Years, not months. SCHD can still pay dividends in these periods. And that feels productive. But after inflation, real returns can be close to zero. Reinvesting dividends doesn't fix that automatically. If the underlying asset doesn't grow, you're just buying more of the same exposure. And over time, that can stall progress without triggering alarms. Chapter 6. Mistake number 5. Letting SCHD become emotionally overweight. This is where behavior takes over. SCHD feels comforting. Dividends arrive. Volatility feels lower. So investors keep adding, especially during uncertainty. Over time, SCHD quietly grows into a large part of the portfolio, not by design, but by habit. This creates imbalance. What started as a stabilizer becomes a drag, but because it feels safe, investors don't question it. There's also emotional anchoring. People remember when SCHD felt like a great deal, and they assume it always will be. Another issue is the defensive asset illusion. If the market falls and SCHD falls less, that still means it fell. And inflation doesn't pause just because volatility is lower. There's also retirement thinking mixed in here. Many investors believe dividends equal preparedness. But retirement planning is more complex. Taxes matter. Healthcare costs matter. Flexibility matters. Relying too heavily on one ETF limits options, and emotional comfort can hide that risk for years. By the time it shows up, changing course feels expensive. Chapter 7. What the real mistake is and isn't. Now, let's clear something up. The mistake is not owning SCHD, and it's not believing in dividends. The real mistake is owning SCHD without intention. SCHD can be useful, very useful. It can provide income, reduce volatility, and smooth cash flow. But it has limits. It is not a growth engine. It is not an inflation hedge. And it is not a complete portfolio. Problems begin when investors expect one ETF to solve everything. No single investment does well in every environment. Income, growth, tax efficiency, flexibility. These goals often conflict. When SCHD is given too many jobs, it eventually disappoints. The smarter approach is role clarity. Ask what SCHD is supposed to do, what risk it reduces, and what risk it introduces. Used intentionally, SCHD can support a strategy. Used blindly, it becomes the strategy. And that's where regret usually comes from. Not from the ETF, but from the assumption that it didn't need to be questioned. Chapter 8. Practical questions every SCHD investor should ask. Before moving forward, pause and ask a few honest questions. Why do I own SCHD? Not the surface answer, the real one. Is it for income today, future income, or emotional comfort? How much of my portfolio is in SCHD? And how did it get there? Planned or automatic? Where is it held? Taxable account? Tax-advantaged account? Am I paying annual taxes for income I don't need yet? What happens if SCHD underperforms for 5 or 10 years? Does my plan still work? Am I giving up growth without realizing it? Especially during years when growth matters most. None of these questions are accusations. They're alignment checks. Good investing isn't about finding perfect assets. It's about making sure each one has a clear job and knowing when a tool is being used for the wrong task. Chapter 9. Conclusion. The risk heading into 2026. Heading into 2026, the risk with SCHD isn't collapse. It's something less obvious. Slow underperformance, misaligned expectations, and assumptions that go unchallenged. SCHD will likely keep paying dividends. It will likely remain stable relative to stocks. But stability is not the same as progress. The investors who regret SCHD won't regret owning it. They'll regret how they used it. Markets don't punish mistakes loudly. They punish them slowly. There are no perfect ETFs, only appropriate ones. If SCHD fits your goals, timeline, and tax situation, it can absolutely belong in your portfolio. But if it's there because it feels safe, because it pays you, or because everyone said it was defensive, then regret becomes a matter of time, not probability.